I'm glad you all had such a good time together. Having inside jokes can really create a lasting bond between friends.
I'm just sorry that all this bonding happened while you were holed up in your castle.
Oh, don't you worry about Twilight. Bet you were in hog heaven organizing all them books. Again.
I'm sure I had just as much fun as the rest of you. I can't believe I missed out on all that bonding.
I knew it! You are jealous!
Spike, I'm the princess of friendship. I don't get jealous.
Have you ever felt jealous of someone? They may be better at you in school or work, they may be better at you in socializing and cracking jokes, or they may be better at you at video games. But that doesn't take away the fact that it may leave us feeling inferior to them and that we deserve better than them. I know I felt that way before. It's not something I like to admit to other people, but I would be lying if I said I've never been jealous of others. So why is it that it's hard to admit this feeling to others or even ourselves? Well, let's take a look at the My Little Pony episode What About Discord and see for ourselves why we don't want to admit feeling jealous, and that it's surprisingly okay to feel jealous. The episode starts out with Twilight sorting her books again, and while she finds a lot of joy in sorting her books, it also means that she's going to miss out on whatever her friends are doing in the meantime. Unbeknownst to her, Discord hung out with her friends while she was sorting her books. If you're an avid watcher of the show, you probably already know that Twilight and Discord don't have the best relationship with each other. It's not that they're not friends, they just often don't see eye to eye with one another. When Twilight met up with Rainbow Dash, she noticed that Rainbow Dash and Discord were having fun cracking inside jokes with one another. Twilight didn't find humor in the jokes, and it didn't help that Discord rubbed it in her face about her missing out on hanging out with her friends, and instead made her book sorting more important. Now, I'm not here to justify that what Discord was doing was right, but I will point out that this is the first indication that we noticed Twilight feeling uneasy about missing out on what seemed like a fun weekend with her friends in Discord. And it didn't stop there, because as Twilight met up with her other friends, Discord was there showing off how they had a fun time without her. After getting a steady diet from Discord of feeling left out from the fun that he had with Twilight's friends, we can pick up that Twilight was feeling jealous of her friends for having fun without her. And even though Twilight's friends apologized to her for missing out, she acted as if it was no big deal, but in reality, she was just bottling up her emotions of emptiness and jealousy.
I'm glad you all had such a good time together. Having inside jokes can really create a lasting bond between friends.
I'm just sorry that all this bonding happened while you were holed up in your castle.
Oh, don't you worry about Twilight. Bet you were in hog heaven organizing all them books. Again.
I'm sure I had just as much fun as the rest of you. I can't believe I missed out on all that bonding.
I knew it! You are jealous!
Spike, I'm the princess of friendship. I don't get jealous.
I know that feeling envious or jealous of others is not a fun feeling, but we can't take away the fact that we feel that from time to time. I brought up at the beginning of the video that I felt jealous of others before. It'd usually be because another YouTube creator has a bigger audience than me, or when I was in school, I felt jealous that someone was smarter at math than me, my favorite subject. Now, despite feeling this way, why is it that we don't want to admit this feeling to others? Well, I think it's because if we do, we fear that we're not being a good person for letting out our negative feelings in front of others. Perhaps we fear that showing these feelings will bring conflict between us and our friends, or worse, make us lose our friends. I understand that those fears are valid, but if you talk to your true friends about these feelings, wouldn't they listen to you and talk you through these feelings? Well, anyway, let's get back to the episode at hand. As Twilight was expressing to Spike that she felt left out, Spike pointed out to Twilight that she felt jealous of her friends for having fun without her. Though, instead of accepting and admitting that that's how she felt, she dismissed her feeling jealous because in her head, she thinks that friends shouldn't get jealous, and being the princess of friendship, she felt that she had to uphold to that value. The feeling doesn't just go away though. So, keeping her feelings bottled up, she looked for ways to join in on the fun that had already happened between Discord and her friends, claiming that it was for research purposes on the science of friendship. But in reality, she was just covering up that she was feeling jealous and was trying to join in on the fun. So even though her friends reenacted what happened over the weekend that was so fun, she still didn't get the joy that her friends received over the weekend with Discord. And it certainly didn't help that Discord kept rubbing it in Twilight's face that she had to be hanging out with her friends in the first place to understand the jokes they'd kept cracking up with one another. Still not wanting to admit that she feels jealous, her bottled up feelings led to her being suspicious of Discord for putting some sort of trance or spell on her friends that made them enjoy their time with Discord. I can totally understand where Twilight is coming from, because on one hand, she wants to fill in that void she feels from being left out, and on the other hand, she doesn't want to come off as mean or selfish for telling her friends about feeling jealous toward them. But had Twilight just admitted how she felt to begin with, her emotions wouldn't have escalated to her feeling suspicious of her friends in Discord. So in a final attempt to get her friends to speak up and prove that her suspicions were right, she gave her friends a potion from Sakura that would make them speak up about the trans that Discord put on them. Though, admittedly, her delivery didn't go very smoothly, as she gave obvious hints that she was suspicious of her friends in Discord, which ultimately just made her plan backfire on her. Her friends were appalled at her for falsely accusing them of being under Discord's spell, and for falsely accusing Discord for putting them under a spell. This only fueled Twilight's frustrations more, and to top it all off, Discord rubbed it in Twilight's face more about her missing out when he barged in cracking a joke that only Twilight's friends understood.
I wasn't there. I wasn't included. Maybe it's my own fault for staying in and having a book sortation when I could have been making jokes and memories and having a great time with my friends. But I didn't do that, did I? You all did. You were all there, but I wasn't there. I missed out. And seeing you having all these jokes I wasn't a part of and couldn't understand made me
Jealous?
No. The Princess of Friendship can't get jealous.
You know, regardless of who you are and what you stand for, it's okay to feel jealous. We often think that getting angry, sad, or just feeling any negative emotion is a bad thing. It's understandable as to why we don't want to show others that we feel jealous of them because it may put a negative image on us. But after seeing what happened as Twilight kept bottling up her jealousy, it led to her feeling more empty, to even feeling suspicious toward her friends. If you stuck around my channel long enough, you may remember me talking about the dangers of bottling up your emotions through Starlight's perspective in the episode All Bottled Up. And we concluded from that video that it's best to just let our emotions out in the first place. I'll leave a link in the card above and in the description of that video if you want to watch it. But just like the lesson from All Bottled Up, and now the episode from What About Discord, the best way to handle negative emotions is to admit that you have them in the first place. Sure, you may not feel like you're in the right place or the right time to talk about a negative emotion you're feeling, but that's why at your earliest convenience, you should at least talk about it with someone you trust. That way, you're at least letting it out instead of keeping it in. Like I brought up before, I remember feeling jealous of people surpassing me on YouTube and getting more subscribers than me. I didn't want to admit that I felt that way, but once I did admit to myself and to my friends that I felt jealous, they helped me talk through what I was feeling, and they helped me realize that I don't need to be a big YouTuber to make an impact on others while expressing myself. I just have to enjoy what I put out there for others to see. And before I knew it, that feeling of jealousy I had toward other YouTubers just went away. What was most relieving about that experience was that even after expressing what I was really feeling toward other YouTubers, my friends still accepted me as a friend, and they didn't think less of me. So if you ever feel like you're a bad person for feeling jealous or fear that you're going to lose friends over it, just remember that it's completely normal to feel jealous. Everyone does at some point. And once you accept and acknowledge those feelings, you'll feel relieved for letting them out, and more importantly, you'll have true friends that will care for you and accept you for who you are, no matter what you're feeling.
The Princess of Friendship can't get jealous.
Sure you can, Twilight. And none of us begrudge you for it.
We're sorry if we made you feel left out. You didn't do anything wrong. You're allowed to share things that don't include me.
And you're allowed to feel a little jealous about it. You just have to be able to admit that that's what you're feeling so you can let it go.
And, you know, not try to make us recreate everything that happened when you weren't around.
Thanks for watching, and as always, we are Eternal for Life.